And Chris Cuomo has named our next guest a crazy right-winger, the Fox weather bitch, which I'm sure she appreciates. Janice Dean is with us now. Hi, Janice. How are you?
Oh, Glenn, you could say that word on the air.
Yeah, I don't like to, but I want to get his words exact. This is another all-time low for these guys.
I'm not surprised, though. I think you and I have spoken throughout this year and a half that I've been trying to raise awareness and accountability for the deaths of my husband's parents who were in nursing homes. And last spring, we found out that our governor forced 9,000 COVID-infected patients to go into nursing homes, including my husband's parents. And so I've kind of been on a mission to find out why, and then find out also why he hid those numbers. At least 15,000 seniors died, and he was covering up the numbers by at least 50%. We now know the timeline corresponded with his $5.2 million book, celebrating himself and saying he was like the best leader in the middle of a pandemic, winning an Emmy Award, going on every major news channel to celebrate himself, including on his brother's network, joking about free COVID tests that him and his family were getting while nursing homes could not test incoming patients. And early on, I heard from a few people that know this family very well, and they told me, watch your back. These people are vindictive. They will come after you. They will do whatever they have to do to silence you. So I'm not surprised that this information is coming out, but what I am doing is I'm filing what they call a FOIL request, Freedom of Information Law here in New York, to see if I can find any paperwork, official documentation from the Cuomo administration and Chris Cuomo talking about myself or my family.
I think that is a very smart move. These guys are, we joke that they're a mob family, but they have a lot of the mob-like attitudes and tactics. The family is number one. They circle the wagons and they destroy anybody that gets in their way.
It really seems that way. And I've talked to a few people who are kind of tallying up all the potential crimes that this administration has committed. There are several of them, and they might even fall under the RICO Act. I mean, this is like an organized crime family. I'm not joking about this, and I know you're not either.
So do you think that that somebody is going to see jail time from all of this? A Cuomo?
I think Andrew Cuomo could possibly see jail time from this, yes. The fact that he was actively covering up nursing home deaths to benefit himself and his family, that would be a crime.
Wow.
Also, giving out those free friends and family COVID tests to city officials using state resources to do that, while nobody could get COVID tests. And then the book deal, the fact that they used government resources and turned the executive chambers into a book publishing company instead of saving New York, instead of governing the people he was elected to do that for. So there are several things that are against the law, that he broke the law and should be punished for.
It is fascinating to me to see how different states and people from those states are reacting to the coronavirus, where it's cult-like. It is almost cult-like with the vaccines and the masking. Now it looks like we are going to have to mask up again in some states. New York is doing that. Governor Inslee in Washington State said those who are unvaccinated are domestic terrorists. They're carrying around a time bomb in their backpack. This is insanity. When is this going to stop?
That's a good question. Our governor here in New York has basically, declared a state of emergency again, and she's enforced all of those rules and regulations. Even kids the age of 5 and under are masking up. My kids are in school every day, and yet every time I see her on television, she doesn't wear a mask. So, we see these government officials saying that you have to do this, but yet when they go out and attend parties and functions, we don't see them with a mask on. It's quite infuriating.
How do you think things are going to end for Fauci? I can't understand why he's still out there speaking. You know, this weekend, he said Americans are just going to have to deal with yearly boosters because they might become necessary. Whoa.
Well, but the media keeps putting him on television. And, you know, early on, him and Andrew Cuomo were like buddies. You know, they called each other every day. He was very, you know, he was calling Chris Cuomo every day when Chris apparently had COVID, even though, you know, he was lying to us and was still going out, despite telling all of his viewers that he was quarantining. So I remember when Fauci was saying that Andrew Cuomo was doing a good job as body bags are piling outside of nursing homes. So, you know, he continues to be on television and people are giving him airtime. And I believe he also has a book coming out about how great he is.
Oh, my gosh. Janice, thank you so much. Thanks for everything that you've done. And I hope you have a great, great holiday.
Glenn, thank you. And thank you to your listeners as well for sending the prayers and listening to the story.
You got it. Thank you. That is one woman who changed the world. She really did. She is, I think, the reason Cuomo is out and all of this started to snowball. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, if there's any one person responsible for it, it's her.
I mean, I think you did a great job too. I mean, you were. She would say. She's
also, I mean, she's so.
You are also a big part of it.
She's also the nicest person in the universe.
Yeah,
so,
she is.
Which is what's so amazing about this particular scandal with Chris Cuomo. I mean, there could not be anything more opposite of the truth than to call Janice Dean, you know, an evil or whatever
right winger, crazy right winger,
and obviously the swears and stuff. In particular, that particular term is just so not her. I mean, she's really. I mean, before this Cuomo thing, obviously she's been well known in the media for a very long time. She is a senior meteorologist at Fox News. She has a very long and illustrious career. But, you know, she recently has come to writing these books about just people doing nice things for each other and going through tough times and struggles personally and overcoming them. And
what a witch.
Right. It's like the exact opposite of who she is. And, you know, this is the type of thing that Chris Cuomo has done for CNN. He said the opposite of the truth on the air, and now we apparently know off the air as well. That's who Chris Cuomo is, and what he's been for a long time.
You know, what's so funny is they said how bad Fox News was. And, yeah, there were some problems at Fox News, sexual problems at Fox News. I didn't see it, but I'm not a woman, and look at me, nobody's hitting on me. But I know that there were problems there. The ones that are at CNN, you wonder how arrogant, how did they ever get to a place to believe that they could behave in worse manners and still point to the other and not have a stone come through their glass wall? You know, that takes balls. You know, usually if you're doing something, you're like, and somebody else does it, you don't dogpile on that person because you don't, you know, somebody's going to go, wait a minute, what do? You doing anything like that? And they just dogpiled.
Seems like that was the cause of all these controversies, too. They kept saying things on the air or publicly that pissed off women they had harassed over multiple years.
Or in Don Lemon's case, a man. And they just were like, okay, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy, I can't take it anymore.